Hi friends, so I have changed into my dirty job clothes, an old pajama shirt and some old pants, and I have used the stud finder and I've walked along this wall, and if you can see here I've marked sort of beginning of stud, end of stud, and the middle here, so that I can make sure when I make my first hammer throw, I don't do it into a stud. So I used that. So the tools I'll be using is this oscillating multi-tool with a blade that I can use to make a cutting line like this to, square off and cut smaller sections of the drywall to take out. And then I've got a hammer here that I'll be using to kind of make the first initial punch through and maybe try to pry. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And of course, to make sure that I don't get hurt, I've got an N95 mask, I've got my safety goggles that fit over glasses, and I've got my cut-resistant gloves. So, okay friends, now I've got all my safety gear on and I'm ready to start with the hammer. I'm planning on going in between what I believe is a stud, and right here where there isn't electrical or HVAC to start. So I'm going to try going in with this skinny end of the hammer because I'm not super strong, so that'll give me some more leverage. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, I made a hole, so I'm just going to kind of wiggle this around. Well, that's definitely not in a stud, because that is coming out. Okay, and I just have this old box here. You can see where I'm going to throw the debris. Okay, so now that I have this hole, I'm going to take my multi-tool here, and I'm going to just kind of cut a line in between these two studs until I hit one stud, And we'll see how that goes. Okay, here we go. Okay, well that's interesting. So when I got to this point where I had marked a stud, I could feel it clearly hit something. But I blew right past this one here. So maybe that wasn't a stud? I don't know. So let me try to investigate that a little bit with the hammer. Is this a stud? Let's see. It is. Okay, so I can see, if you want to zoom in here, I can see that there is a piece of wood here, right here. Versus here you can see it's clearly an open cavity. So I must just not have been cutting as deeply into this with the multi-tool. Okay, well I'm going to continue to kind of hack at this and see, and I will check back in as that was satisfying, as I get more progress made. Hi friends, well it's been a few hours, and as you can see, what I would consider to be great progress has been made here. We've taken down a bunch of the drywall on this side. If you look down here in our box of debris, you can see some of it came off in big chunks, but some of it came off in little chunks. So, but basically, we figured out that if you made a cut kind of along the inside of the stud wall on two sides, and you kind of pull it, and these are the drywall screws. If you come closer, you can see that here. So we didn't actually remove the screws, we just pulled the drywall, and you can see some of it was left here. But since we're going to be removing the studs, it didn't really matter that those were left there. We did encounter some unexpected electrical wiring, but we had turned the electricity off to the house first, so that was fine. And then if you follow me into the kitchen, you'll see that over here, on this side, this is not drywall. This is wood paneling. And so we kind of left this piece here so you could see that it looks like it wants to come off in a big chunk. You can see here that it's just these little screws. Come close so you can see how small that is. See here, or these are nails actually. I can just pull it out with my finger. And so as we kind of hit into it from the back, some of the nails would kind of pop and I would pull them out. But so now you can see I'm going to pull on this, that really I could get this whole piece off. But it's definitely different between pulling down drywall and pulling down the paneling. Very difficult to get through this with the hammer. It just bounces off. So I really had to do my multi-tool for that. So stay tuned for more.